Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and all variations thereof, and welcome to the Thursday stream. I hope we're all doing today. I hope we're all doing well today. There we go. My brain is not here. Hi, Wither. Your work week is done. Hooray! Congratulations. It's always good to finish out a work week. Well, it's always good to finish something. Anyway, we are back on the Agaris save. Lying will be joining us shortly. And yeah.
Hello?
There he is. There's the lad.
Hello. How are we?
Welcome. I'm brain absent.
Oh?
Yeah. Sounds about right, to be honest. Brain absent.
Doesn't sound good. That sounds
I mean,
medically significant, in fact.
Well, you know, sometimes your brain just goes walkies, you know?
Can't relate.
Really? That's surprising.
No, mine just shuts off after about 8 p.m. Very different, very different.
Yeah. Anyway, hi, Luca. Welcome, everybody. Welcome.
There we go, my chat is now free to scream. I have been waiting to do that title sequence for like a week, and there goes my game. Ah.
Oh.
Did you add mods? Because there was about 1.8 gig to download when I started logging in.
No. In
No?
fact, I think since last session we removed a mod. Yeah, we removed the Zeppelin mod last session, so...
Interesting. Well, we'll see how this goes.
Weird. Oh well. But yeah. Welcome everybody. Today my plan is to finish building a plane.
And my plan is to do something useful, like establish a quarry.
Well, my plan is to go my plan is to finish the plane and then go scout out the uranium area.
Yes. Which we are presuming is probably as defended as the gold was.
Probably more.
Yeah, but possibly not because uranium is a really big deal.
Well, no. Thankfully, because the uranium mine is a region outpost, not a HQ.
Well, wasn't the gold's an HQ? A region outpost?
The gold was a region outpost as well.
Right, so if the uranium
really
is a region
small.
outpost...
Yeah.
The HQ is on the other side of the planet from us, thank God.
Yes, thankfully. So we don't need to worry about that too much. And additionally, the North Pole of the planet is relatively close to where the harbor is. We just need to fly over a relatively small stretch of ocean to get there.
And I also need to build one of the quarries there for iron. I think it's iron that's north of you.
Yes, iron is north of me, and it is undefended, so that'll be nice.
Perfect. Ripe for the taking.
Yes.
There's iron in those thar hills.
Something like that. Hiya, Nick. Immediately taking out a bounty online. I see. Yes.
Sucks to be you, I'm 30 kilometers away.
Well, yeah, that's true. But I have a
I'm
plane
30
now.
kilometers.
Well,
yes, but I'm 30 kilometers away, and I have our only functional battle cruiser of any kind.
Well, I have a functional fighter jet now. Well, mostly functional.
I have a destroyer.
Yes. And I'm faster than you.
I don't you being faster than me is irrelevant if the person you want to kill is me.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm the one that sets the speed at that point.
Yes, I have plane, Nick. This is true. I made plane. I actually spent, like, I don't know, 3 days doing testing on this plane.
Oh, Lord.
Because I came to the realization, after much faffing about, that the plane wasn't flying properly without merged wings. So without locked wings, basically. So
When
I
you
had
say
to...
it wasn't flying properly, do you mean at all?
No, not properly. It was flying, it just wasn't flying well. And it turns out that unless the wings were locked into place with merge blocks, they weren't providing enough lift to keep it as stable in the air as it should have been. You can't redeem a bounty to target myself, Esper. That's not how that works.
Oh, I imagine, though.
Unfortunately, I can't take out a bounty on myself. That's sort of impossible. I mean, I suppose if you want to take it out
I believe
on
it's
me,
referred to as suicide.
I mean, if you want to take it out on me for lying to take out, because lying doesn't have a bounty system in his channel, then yes, that's fine. But I can't take it out on me. No, it's fine, Lydia. They've chosen to make this decision. They're going to stick with it. And it's not like points are exactly hard to come by in the channel, to be honest. Yes, Aluka, this is true. This is true. They do indeed just want me and lying to catfight. Which is kind of funny, but you know. I need to move the Orion very quickly.
Right, this looks to be all set, so if I walk away, this should start building itself again.
Well, one can hope.
The short on motors, a fair few motors.
There we go. The Orion has been moved, so now I can start slowly piecing together the wings on the Sparrow.
Ah, alright. If they want to see that, they should wait for a Sea of Thieves stream with both of you. Unfortunately, Lucian is Lucian is an Imperial coward and has uninstalled Sea of Thieves.
I uninstalled Sea of Thieves because I didn't have enough space. But good news on that front, at the very least. Prime Day happened, and I took advantage of Daddy Bezos' wonderful mercy.
Please never say that again.
And I immediately regretted saying that, I'll be honest. And I managed to pick myself up a 2 terabyte NVMe SSD.
That was a lot of letters, but yes.
I managed to get myself more storage. So,
nice.
Yeah. It's fine, Luce, you never called me daddy, and you have that one over Mux in Bedman over there? What?
Pardon?
What? When did I... Hold on. Lying, have I ever... I don't think I have I?
Not to my knowledge.
No, I don't think I have.
Though, admittedly, if you ever had, I would have blanked it from my memory so fast.
That is also
so I don't
true.
know.
Oh no, yeah, you called a Luca daddy.
Oh,
yes, that was a thing, wasn't it?
I very, 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 very vaguely remember that.
Yeah, I forgot about that until just now, I'll be honest.
Lang set up a bounty system. I don't know what you're talking about, Nicholas. I am not in any fashion a violent person.
Nicholas? Nicholas?
This is a good Christian stream.
Christian, my ass.
I think they do during the ceremony, but you know. There was a fair bit of dunking of the child done.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, this is gonna be a pain. I can't get the remote control or the programmable block welded together because there's a solar panel in the way. But if I turn off the projector to get rid of the solar panel, I also turn off the projector for the remote control and the programmable block.
Sounds like a you problem.
It is a me problem. I designed this so compact. What, since when? I went on Twitter and I was destroyed by facts and logic, and now I have found God. That felt weird just saying it.
Yes, yeah, I was gonna say. Oh, dearie me.
What is it to buy a tier 3 welder?
I don't know. You'll have to go and check the store to see if they've even got them in stock because it changes.
Was it stop and go?
Yes, I believe so.
Alright. I'll do a shopping run.
What is it? It's the Agaris Heavy Engineering will also have various bits and pieces for sale.
Alright. Well, the stop and go is less than 2 kilometers away, so I'll check them first. Whereas Agaris Heavy Engineering is 9.
Yes.
There's a very important message on Steam, please check it. Is it going to be you asking me to murder somebody? Is that it? Of course it's getting dark. Again.
Oh,
I swear every single time we start the stream, it becomes or is pitch black for me. Very quickly.
Not my fault. It's not.
Let's see. Delta Speeder or Power Cell?
Well, the Delta Speeder is a vehicle, so...
Okay, that's fine. I can sell Elite Grinder. Wait, hang on. Am I buying Power Cell? Is it they'll buy a Power Cell or I'll buy a Power Cell?
Are you in the buy tab or the sell tab?
Currently the buy.
Then you'll be buying power cells.
Okay, so I can sell them an Elite Hand Drill or Elite Grinder, but I can't buy it from them. I don't know why it lists them as having a stock for that. And don't show it on stream. Lord, you're asking a lot there, Nick.
I'm not sure, I'll be honest. Oh yeah, lying. I started doing... I started a mistake the other day.
Really?
Yeah, I started trying to learn how to use Minimator.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Because I realized that I want to do combat scenes in Unlikely Reunion, and I can't do them in base game because... Yeah.
Because Minecraft.
Because Minecraft, yeah, basically.
Yeah. Oh. I know that pain. I know that pain so much.
Yep.
Minecraft is so difficult to near impossible to actually make look good in combat.
Yep. I mean, I'll be honest with her. I did remember one of the gremlins. I couldn't remember if it was Keo or Dusty, who actually...
He was a gremlin?
Well, Keo's gremlin associated. And in my head, that puts them in the same sort of area.
In regards to like Kyo's interaction with the gremlins, I've always understood them to be more of a den parent, as it were.
Yeah, that is also a possibility. I just put everyone in the same box, basically. But
And that box is Gremlin.
And that box is Gremlin. Yes, you are also Gremlin, because brain goes Gremlin. Anyway,
I mean, you're not wrong, but I'm not part of that. I'm not associated with those Gremlins.
Yes. But yeah, I was trying to remember whether it was Kyo or Dusty that I knew did Minimator stuff in the past, and I was like, I need to ask someone for help with this. But yeah.
Let's see if Agaris has
Definitely
anything.
something that I need to consider in the future.
Yeah, making Minecraft look good is a constant battle. Because no matter how fancy your item models, no matter how flashy your particle effects, every single fight in Minecraft boils down to a slap fight.
It basically, yeah, it's back and forth, and it's the same movement every time.
An identical slap fight, no matter the system, no matter the mod pack, no matter the series, no matter the people. It's always a slap fight, and it always has been.
Yep.
Like, Minecraft has some degree of mechanics that make it actually very heavily skill-based, but visually it's just always, every single time, a slap fight.
Yes, yes it is.
And, like, I have gone through the years of, like, heavily cutting and using lots of different camera angles via replay mode and such to try and make it look more interesting than it actually is. And it's still just basically always a slap fight.
Yeah.
If you want a fight that looks good, you have to script it to high heaven.
Or animate it yourself. Which is what I basically decided to do. Because I was looking at it and I was going, there is no way this is going to look good. It's just going to be, as you've just said, a slap fight. There is nothing I can do to change that. And so, I have to take things into my own hands.
Apparently Aluka did Minimator. Apparently.
Ooh, really now? Hold on. I need to catch up on chat.
There is much happening there.
Titled Gremlin Daddy, despite the fact that I'm not a Gremlin OG. Yes, that is true, Luca. You did Minimator with... Wait, what? What's Zen asking for? No proof of... What? Wait, what?
Oh, they made
Luca
a bet.
said he'd finish a fanfic if Lucien calls him Daddy, and then me and Zen went bet, and now Luca's panicking because he's secretly a coward. Ha! Ha!
Lying, looking at the chat and ignoring the rest of this. No, I'm reading the entirety of the chat.
You can make your own from the ground up.
This is what I'm currently looking at here. I'm traveling. I'm on cruise control. I can read.
Here's the thing, Zen. What's in it for me? What's in it for me?
Aluka's suffering, obviously.
I mean, Luca already suffers enough, I'll be honest. You give me $5. Oh, actually, that is really tempting.
No.
Energy low.
Okay, approaching Agaris Heavy Engineering. Speaking of suffering, my car battery died today. Oh no!
Oh no! I mean, it's tempting, Luca. I'll be honest. Like, okay, not to point something out, but like, okay, actually no, I might breach Twitch terms of service if I talk about that.
I was about to say, are you about to say you're going to breach an NDA?
No, but Twitch terms of service maybe, so maybe I shouldn't talk about that. Actually, I'm not sure if. does talking about sex work breach Twitch terms of service?
I genuinely don't know, but the only place I have seen people, like, seriously discussing it and whatnot, and then the ins and outs of it, the only place I've ever seen anyone ever streaming that, as it were, was Pornhub, so I'm guessing it might be against Twitch.
Maybe. Wing.
Might. Disclaimer, I also never watched those streams, I just know they exist. Which is true of a lot of the internet, really.
That's fair. According to Aluka, yes, it is a breach of terms of service. Okay.
Okay, well, there you go.
There we go. Well, I guess I can't talk about it. Oh well.
Funny that you can't discuss sex work on Twitch, but you can happily change bikinis on it.
I mean,
Twitch.
yeah.
You can happily have two buxom women front to back on a large inflatable banana in a hot tub, but you can't talk about sex work. Which
Makes sense
is
to
a
me.
wild place.
Right. The Sparrow is complete.
Oh goody. Let's see, store.
Ooh, God.
Buy.
Okay, I still haven't fixed that particular problem. Which is the fact that the wheels of the Sparrow, if I try and go backwards, sort of shift under and fold back in on themselves, which isn't great, but I can deal with that.
I'm gonna have to probably get platinum. Or I'm gonna have to get silver, I think, at the very least here. Because Agaris Heavy Engineering apparently also doesn't have the elite the tier 3 drills. Or the tier 3 anything, really. Somehow.
Do not take driving advice from lying. Yeah, no, I get that, Nick. I definitely get that. Considering, do you even know how to drive lying?
Yes! Yes, I do!
Oh, that's surprising.
I don't have a license, but I do know how to drive.
Oh.
I was raised by a petrol head, of course I know how to drive.
Well, I didn't know that.
My dad was the regional head of the Triumph Stag Association.
Wither says $5 is still on the table, and I'll make it 7 if you do it really smoldery. Okay, that is tempting. Smoldery.
Smoldery.
Yeah. Whole thing is really subjective, so it's supposed. Yeah, that makes sense. If you're gonna call me a title like that, at least do it organically so that we're both miserable. Oh,
Can't read
dear
while
me.
driving. There is no traffic. I am in zero danger of hitting literally anything right now, and the machine itself is handling how fast I'm going. I can read for the moment. I am still keeping an eye on the road, but it is low danger here.
I'm gonna need that cruise control line.
Is it that bad?
Well, no, it's not. It's... Well, actually, I could just stick the propellers on override and leave it at that. I'm gonna need to set that up on the second as well, though.
Reading chat while driving is against car terms of service.
Groups or propeller,
I mean, maybe.
decrease, increase thrust.
But also, chat is 4 inches away from my actual view of the screen, so you're not even it's mostly my peripheral.
Chat's weird tonight? Yeah, chat's weird tonight. Okay. I think I'm ready to launch Sparrow.
Okay. Let's see. Where is my camera? Sparrow Tri-Spar is what you've
Yep.
named it.
It's the Tri-Spar because it has 3 spars.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
If it loses one in combat, does it become a duo spar
I mean,
or a bi-spar.
I guess then it just becomes a P-38 Lightning. Sort of.
Let's see, where's that antenna signal gone? Streaming, so something is coming in.
Mm-hmm. It does look pretty, though. I'm actually really happy with how this looks. And I'm hoping that it has enough power to get where I need to go. It should.
Yeah, that... There was a plane in World War II, which was basically 2 Spitfires glued together wing to wing. And it
Yeah, the
kind of reminds me of that a
P-38
little bit.
Lightning.
Ah, that's what that one was, okay.
Yes, this is the plane that is based on.
Huh.
Or no, this is...
Well,
this
the
is
other
what-
way around.
Yes, this is based on that plane. There we go.
Yes, we're streaming this to 1937, and they're writing down notes furiously.
Yes. But yeah, folding wings and everything. Which I'm actually really proud of. All timer controlled, of course.
No hint of actual meaningful programming in there whatsoever. Using merge blocks as well, I see.
Yep,
For stability.
basically. Right, here we go.
Can it take off? That's the question.
Oh yeah, no, it can definitely take off.
Does it have the
Practicing
power
landing
to
gear.
reach the North Pole?
We shall find out. That's the answer. As soon as I get to the North Pole, I'm gonna land, grab a bunch of uranium, and bring it back. And
Right. Assuming you're not under fire at that point.
well, yeah. That is one thing.
Well, goodbye. And meanwhile, I will get some drills over there.
Mm-hmm.
I guess theoretically I could just get a bunch of resources over there and then just build a printer. That could probably work.
Also a possibility.
Would save me having to haul actual mining drones over there.
Okay. At 38 meters a second, with an override of 60%, it has 2 hours of power.
That's not very fast to go how many kilometers?
Well, in fairness, I can increase that. 100%, we have 1 hour of power, but we have 50 meters a second. At an altitude of 850 meters. And climbing. So it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not too horrifying. I gave it a solid 3.6.
Yeah, 80% power, 47 meters a second, 2 hours of power. That's where my balance is, basically. Hey, I mean, it's flying.
An apology for bringing up the D word? Oh, right. Well, thank you for that very much, Alka. Let's see, what am I getting today?
I'm actually surprised that it's flying quite this
Crunchy.
stably, all things considered.
I mean, you built it based on an actual plane.
Well, yes, but with a few modifications, so...
I think I'm going to have to just glue a welder onto the truck for a moment, just to get this finished. But then I'll have our original cargo module up and running again.
Oh, nice. Okay, well, I am en route to the uranium deposit. And we'll see how that fares.
I'll see you in a week.
Well, hopefully I won't get shot down, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Okay, do I still have the... Yes, I do. The parts in my inventory.
It does look pretty cool. I'm very happy with how this design has turned out.
Yeah, not gonna lie, looks nice. Okay.
I wish it
Pause
had more
everything
battery
there.
power, but it doesn't really fit anymore. There's batteries basically everywhere in this. I had to take out the hydrogen engines because there was no point in having them in there.
I can imagine.
But I shall be flying over the ocean soon. And then I shall be heading up uranium. It shouldn't take me more than 20 minutes to get there, I don't think.
Well, here's hoping.
One of the annoying things that I've found with building planes with the aerodynamics mod is that you can either go for a very thin wing setup, which is what I've done, or you can go for a thick wing setup and actually be able to fit in flaps properly, ailerons and stuff. Because I do not have ailerons on this. I'm completely gyroscope control when it comes to maneuvering.
Okay, so no flaps?
No flaps.
Ah. First phone on the ground.
What?
No flaps.
What?
Sorry, am I referencing a meme you haven't seen?
Yes, I'm fairly sure you are.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I realize that my sense of humor is a little bit antiquated compared to yours, but yeah, I'm very confused now.
Don't worry, don't worry about it, old man. You'll be fine.
Old man? Old man? How dare you, you whippersnappers, with your memes and your I've forgotten words.
Don't worry, that happens.
Lying
Isn't
is
lying
older
like
than me,
ancient?
but I'm what people call an old soul. So I mean, yeah.
Isn't lying ancient? No. I mean, I remember fire being a recent invention, but no.
But yeah, I'm what people call an old soul, in that I'm not
Just
really...
remove the solar panel? I physically can't, Nick, because it's part of the same projection. If I weld the solar panel and then remove it, the solar panel comes back. That's the problem.
Every day you forget that your VPN makes Twitch not send messages? How does that
dear.
work, Dusty? That seems odd, but... Oh well. You were talking about Minimator at some point? Yes, I've made the mistake of starting to learn Minimator so that I can make, or so that I can design the combat scenes for the Unlikely Reunion series.
Turn off
And
the
I
projector
might
for
need
2
to,
seconds.
in
I
this-
can't, because then I won't be able to build the things I need to build.
Kyo introduced
There's
me to it, and
data
it's
in those
pretty
things.
good. but I don't know to what extent, and I've used it before to animate short clips, and I'm pretty good at figuring out the custom model making program. I got the custom models, thankfully. I use Blockbench for custom models, in fairness. And yeah, I may end up calling on you, Dusty, to help me figure some stuff out. But bearing in mind that I will be calling on you to help me animate combat. So that's a lot more fast-paced, and no, it does work, Dusty. You can export items as .json files from Blockbench, and then you can import them like that. It works. I've done it before. It won't work with Blockbench's native file system, so .bb model, but it will work with .json files. So any .json file that you have, you can import as a 3D model to Minimator. That was one of the first things I checked basically when I started playing around with it. I was like, I need to be able to import these things. How can I do that? And yeah, no, that is a thing that it allows. That's fair. That's fair, Dusty. But yeah, you can import basically any model as long as it's in a .json format, and other formats, I think, but I haven't checked those. But yeah, I may have to call on you for your expertise at some point then, Dusty. Because yeah, there are a few things that I want to do on the Unlikely Reunion series that I cannot do as of now, and I need additional stuff for that. You figured out how to use .json models with my 3D model, I think? Oh, nice. I mean, I can send you the .json file for the Barar, okay, if you want. I see moon.
You see moon?
I think that's moon. Either that, or someone built a massive dome on the side of the planet.
Either or.
I mean, I'm not going to animate everything with it because I do want like to use both. I want to use both in-game footage and animated footage, and I want to make that sort of seamless. I'm working on my own TV series, Dusty. Don't worry.
Effectively.
No, as in I am actually working on a script for my own TV series at some point, live action. I just haven't had the time to do any more on it. So yeah. In fact, the original scripts for the Forbidden Skies TV series are actually over on Patreon, I think. Not the current ones I'm working on, but the original ones.
You have Patreon?
Yes, I have Patreon. I have Patreon. It pays for my music bills, basically.
Nothing else, just your music bills.
My music bills and my phone bill. Yeah. Please do, Dusty. I would be most interested in taking a look. Dusty gives some Teddy Peace memes. I mean, little Theodore, the darling. He really should know better than to meddle in other people's affairs. Do tell him Lucky sends his regards.
Alright, so if I dock with this, it should have more power.
I think I just killed the chat.
It's not inconceivable. If I dock with this and then
Linus,
get it over to the connector. Huh? Where?
Truth. Yes. Oh. It's nothing. Don't worry, Lime.
It sure sounds like something. Okay. Cargo module, very heavy, but repaired. So if I get this
Of
thing over
course.
to a connector, I should be able to get it to charge properly.
I don't think I have a charging port on the Sparrow, I just realized. I just have to stick uranium in it and hope it charges itself.
Do you have a reactor?
I have a pair of reactors on it, yeah.
You have a... of course you did. Okay.
But there is no uranium in them, so... There's a pair of small reactors on it, but, yeah. Until I get uranium, they're useless. Oh yeah, it is Moon.
There we go.
It's a shame that the ocean renders the way it does in Space Engineers.
In plates?
In plates, yeah. Basically in Minecraft chunks, which is quite funny.
How do I use build vision? Out of curiosity.
Control while you're looking at an object, and then scroll wheel up for the radial menu, scroll wheel down for the standard menu.
I see. Why does it think I'm looking at an interior light?
Because Space Engineers aiming is a little weird. You need to get it sort of precise. That's on Space Engineers, not on Build Vision, by the way. You know how when you try and weld something or grind something and you sometimes just end up grinding the thing behind it, even though you're looking directly at the thing you want to grind?
Yes.
Yeah, it's basically that, fortunately.
Next question, how do I close this?
Press escape. Well, there is an actual button to close it,
But escape
but
works
literally
faster.
everyone just double taps escape to get out of it. It's easier. Yeah. I am currently cruising at an altitude of 220 meters above 2,220 meters above sea level. At a speed of 43 meters a second, and I can see the edge of the Arctic, or whatever we want to call Agaris' version of the Arctic. The Arctic is the north one, right?
Yes. I can speak with experience here that the Arctic is the top.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. I just realized that I'm going to have to land this in survival for a change. I've only ever landed this plane in creative before, so I don't know how well this is going to go.
Oh boy. Lying in ice mon moments, yep. Some say they're still there. Because they are, because no one has ever wanted to go and get them back. No, not a single other resident has ever arrived.
What, in New Millennia? I mean, perhaps the Ghost Industries Corporation could send a delegation over to dig you out of the ice one of these days.
See, tier
No,
2
it's the origin of the witch. What, the witch was stuck in ice for years and got so angry about it that they just melted a hole and made a well? Don't think that's right, but sure.
I mean, if you're looking for space engineers with a well, there is literally one right here.
I mean, yeah, you did build a well right under the Iron Bazaar, didn't you?
Yep. Alright, how important is light to you?
At the moment, not very. I just realized I have no indicator lights on the Sparrow. Oh, that's
Whoops.
something I'll have to correct before I put it up on the workshop.
I love that. I love that you're flying straight forward, but as though you're about to take off a runway.
Yes, this is one of the
You're kind of doing a
problems.
wheelie.
This is one of the problems. I don't have any ailerons, so I can't angle them down. So I have to angle my entire wing structure up to keep myself lifted, basically. So yeah. It's interesting, and it makes for flying. Flying is relatively easy. Combat, I haven't tried yet, so we'll see.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Cruising angle is usually tilted in real planes as well. That is true, Zenithar. That is true. Not quite to a 45-degree
extent.
angle,
No.
but yeah.
Yeah, that's maybe 35. But still pretty bad.
I can't tell because my like visual angle is tilted as well from third person. But yeah. Oh god. I went into cockpit view, and yes, I could fly the plane from this view, but also the cockpit is rattling, and that's worrying.
Oh no. Oh right, because you did your big fancy schmancy thing with the piston, didn't you?
Well, it's not fancy schmancy, it's just like normal.
It's just not a cockpit, it's just a series of blocks that function as a cockpit.
I mean, it looks like a cockpit, and it opens and closes like a cockpit. It just also, let's just say that the propellers are spinning so fast that it's rattling the cockpit.
I mean, that happened in reality, but yes. I shall imagine it didn't really give the pilots much confidence as to the build quality, but it did happen. Well, picked anything up yet?
Not yet. Nothing on the horizon.
Let's see, how far are you now? From your starting position, you're about 51 kilometers.
51 kilometers, and I haven't gone down in power at all yet. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm using 11% of my total power on cruising, so that's relatively good, actually.
Yeah. You're not too far from the main landmass, as it were, of the Arctic.
Oh no, I'm over the mainland mass at this point.
Oh no, I'm looking at you.
Oh wait, no, I'm
I-
over the ice floes. at the moment.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. And I think the ROS
these-
base is somewhere
These
in the
warm
middle.
landers, they don't know anything.
Somewhere in the middle.
Yep.
I'm just gonna keep heading northeast-ish. Should be fine. See ya, Luca.
Noise pump.
Have fun? Question mark.
In-laws? Oh dear. Well, Godspeed.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you do not play Yahtzee. Or wait, no, it's American. Yahtzee.
Whatever you do, don't play Monopoly.
Oh god, no. Well, it depends how much you like them.
Well, yeah. Either you completely destroy any relationship you had with them, or I don't know, something else happens.
Okay, I've just flown to the middle of the main landmass, and you're still about 60 kilometers away.
Like, really?
Yeah.
Well,
So let's hope it's closer to the edge.
yeah. I guess so. I mean, what I'm basically going to do is I'm gonna land, I'm gonna dig up a bunch of uranium, and then I'm gonna book it, basically.
Actually, I stand corrected because according to my view, your antenna is about 53 kilometers underwater.
Huh. Well,
So
I'm
clearly something's
definitely
hecky there.
Not underwater. This landmass is very big.
Yep. Yep, I can tell you
I
that.
don't even know if I'm going to be able to land on this. It's not particularly flat.
Never know. Speaking of Cowboy lying and still to give me that audio request, I did see your message. I also saw Wiver's message, so Wiver, that will happen. I can confirm that I can do that one. Though I might give that one to everyone, because I imagine they'll appreciate it. Dusty's one, I'm still fairly certain I've recorded that, but... Looks like this game, too bad mine won't start. It is... buggy.
Yes. Space Engineers is quote-unquote fully released.
Yes.
Which,
But just because a
yeah.
car rolls off the assembly line does not mean the car works.
Exactly.
But it is a fun game, I will say.
Yeah, it is definitely enjoyable.
Even taking into account that I don't really play it like Space Engineers.
True, you
play
play
it
it
more-
like Code
I play it
Design
more-
Simulator.
I like Autonauts, I guess.
Cards Against
Cards Against
no,
Humanity
do not
with
play
the
Cards
in-laws.
Against Humanity with the in-laws. That is a terrible idea.
It's probably fine. Here we go. Right. What you got for me, container? 9,000 credits. Neat.
Not bad.
Don't you usually have a button I can push? Yes. Is that button on your underside? Also yes. First time I played it says resume download, but it's already downloaded, can't play. Oh.
That sounds like a
unfortunately-
Steam issue.
Yeah, unfortunately I'm not really much into the tech side of the... not much into the tech side. I'm not much into the tech support side. So I couldn't tell you too much. A leopard welder. Neat. But also money that I can potentially put towards better equipment later. Because it's sure as hell going to be a while before Agaris is at the bottom of the sea. Why is the platinum at the bottom of the sea? That feels like that feels untrue to reality.
I mean,
But I also can't. I
where
confess
is
I'm not
platinum
100%.
on Earth is the question.
It's a rock. It's just like it's just an ore.
Yeah, but where in the world is platinum located on Earth? Is the question.
Underground, everywhere.
Everywhere?
whoever knows
You
where that's
sure about
fit?
everywhere?
Well, I think mainly like Africa, but beyond that. However, if you can explain it, I would be very interested to hear about it.
I see a mountain in the distance.
There was one on the horizon when I was flying around. Do we seriously get like platinum from the bottom of the ocean? Is that actually a thing? And if so, why?
No.
It's a form of
It's a
gatekeeping
thing.
for difficulty. Okay, you're not wrong.
I mean, in this, yes.
Yes.
But also,
Yes, God is trying to gatekeep us. I mean, I guess literally he is, but still.
yes.
During the Spanish conquest, platinum was found around the USA, but they didn't know what platinum was. They considered it bad silver, and they sunk a ton of platinum because of counterfeiting. So,
Huh.
wait. They thought it was silver, realized it wasn't silver, so they dumped it into the sea.
Sounds about right.
Ah. I guess I can sympathize with platinum not wishing to be discovered as not being silver then. That's like most times I leave the house. Right, so I've got one of my cargo modules up and running. I think I'm
I
gonna
mean,
try
we
and
need
print
to
it
build
up.
a submarine to get platinum at some point, then.
Yeah.
But platinum isn't
Like,
100%
it is-
necessary for our objective. But yeah.
We have our list of objectives.
We do.
We have our bullet point lists.
Well, you do. My bullet point list consists of get to the other planet, which means building a rocket at some point.
Blowhole. Oh, it's my escape hole. I fell into my escape hole.
Okay, what's the bet, if you will, that the ROS regional outpost is on top of that mountain or something?
Are they plotted randomly, or
No,
like within an
they're
area, or are
placed
they're
deliberately.
okay? I'd say decent chance. Decent chance.
Because I haven't seen it yet, and I'm getting closer to that mountain, so...
I'm just digging up our list of objectives, or my list, I guess. See, nickel mining, magnesium mining, harbor perimeter defenses, major attack crafts. There we go. Okay. So, we have traveled to the gold deposit in the desert to the northeast. We have gotten rid of the desert base there. We haven't established a basic mine for gold, so I can't yet declare myself the God Emperor of Arrakis. Repeat with uranium to the north of gold deposit at the North Pole. So you are currently on that last piece. We don't actually have platinum here, but I feel like having a meaningful supply of platinum is important.
Okay, so that mountain is not on the Antarctic continent, so that is not where I need to go.
It isn't.
No. It's on an island off the edge of the Antarctic continent. I'm gonna land.
That is... Oh, the mountain? Yes, yes. What is your altitude currently?
335 meters.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. That is surprisingly low.
Well, I'm landing, so...
Yeah, I feel like we should have spotted something by now. You've got your antenna on, right?
Yes, I do. I'm just hoping that I'll be able to land on this.
Next question, do you have an ore detector?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I mean, I don't see anything, but...
Yeah, I don't see anything either, is the thing. That's what worries me.
Yeah. Maybe they exploded.
If they exploded, then yay for us. But I also don't see any uranium, which is worrying.
Well, I can pull up the map.
900 meters above the surface now, so...
Well, the ore detector doesn't go quite
19,
that far this whole grid,
sorry,
does it?
19,
Oh,
not
90, right.
Yeah.
Well, let's find out if you can land. Meanwhile, I'll pull up the map.
I could be able to. It's not as jagged as the terrain makes it look.
Okay.
Ooh,
So there is... Ooh.
successful landing.
Oh, nice. Okay. Let's see. You came from about here. I'm guessing you went directly north?
Yes. About as north as I could go.
Okay. There's a series of ice flows.
75 kilometers from...
Yeah, that about tracks. And you're west, presumably, of the mountains?
East, I think.
East. Okay. That should more or less put you right on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, but I don't see anything is my worry.
Yeah, nothing. Like, that's definitely the mountain that has ostensibly cobalt in it.
Well, I'm out of the plane.
Like, it should definitely be in this region.
Yeah.
Interesting. They've abandoned it because they're cowards. I guess
Well,
it's ours now.
Maybe, but that's the thing. I don't see any uranium either, which worries me.
Yeah, that's understandable. Did Lucian forget an ore detector? No, there is an ore detector.
Oh, yeah, there is an
Right?
detector. Yes,
Okay.
there is. I may have gone past it.
Would that would make some sense, but like it's a big area.
Yeah. Right, well, I'm gonna drive north and see what happens when I hit the exact north pole.
Well, Godspeed.
Thankfully, I do not need to, well, I don't need to fly across this area because it's actually quite flat. So I can roll my plane across the land. A little worried about those hinged wheels, but I'm sure.
Probably okay.
They fold in a little bit, which...
What about it being deeper in the ground? Remind me what the distance is on the ore detector?
250 meters for the small grid one.
That's pretty damn deep if it's not already detected then.
Yeah, 300 meters actually for the small grid one. I just pushed it up. But as of yet, nothing. But that doesn't explain the missing ROS outpost, so I'm going to keep going north and see if I can find something. Because the north is central, so I can fly around the north, basically.
Yeah. Head directly towards your north reading on the compass and you should find it.
Yep. At least one could hope, but we'll see. I find it funny that I'm just driving a plane across the ice at this point.
It saves fuel.
Yeah, it does.
I'm just adding a piston and a rotor to my welder here so that I can set up... Basically just getting another anything printed.
Mm-hmm. I'm a little worried that I won't have enough fuel to get back.
I mean, you said you got there with pretty...
Oh wait,
wet is wet.
It's just a planet. It's just a planet, don't worry. I saw an artifact on the horizon and it looked like something was rendering in, but no, it's just a planet. What were you saying?
Just, like... When you got there, you said you were barely going down, like, percentages.
No, I am. It's just that the more I'm carrying, the more power I'm going to have to use to stay in the air.
Presumably you're not picking up very much right now.
No, I'm not, but I will be picking up a bunch of uranium ore or before I leave. So we'll see. I'm actually quite satisfied with this play.
Yeah.
I want to design one in the future that I don't have to sit at a 35-degree angle to stay aloft.
Understandable.
Because that's a bit annoying, but until I actually design a plane with like ailerons and everything, I think it's going to be a bit irritating.
Power here is doing fine. How's this thing recharging? Oh, it's completely done. Grand.
I do not remember. Oh wait, that's my helmet lights. Huh. Interesting. I have no lights on this plane properly, but
Mhm.
my helmet is lighting up the way a little bit in front of me. Oh, I think I just went over the North Pole because I'm suddenly facing south.
Huh.
Well, that's a little worrying.
Aww.
Where is the exact North
This-
Pole?
Oh, that's adorable looking.
What are you giggling about?
I just put a small rotor head on a large grid rotor, and it is absolutely tiny.
Yes.
Wow.
Huh.
Oh.
Now, I'm at the North Pole and there is nothing here. Uh... Oh, well, that's worrying.
Oh.
Okay, so that's the desert base, which we took out.
Yep.
It's the mining outpost, which we took out. Rover refueling post, that's the Shine Bright. That's flying base. ATC stop and go. It doesn't exist. Or it
You don't
hasn't
have it?
spawned in. It's not in the entity list.
Oh. Okay, that...
Oh,
I'm
wait,
tempted
no,
to...
maybe I'm not looking in the right place.
I'm tempted to go with it's not spawned in at best there.
Okay, all of these are the static grids for the pipeline. Yeah, it hasn't spawned in, I don't think.
So... Next question. Do we feel like spawning it in ourselves?
Well, I think if I get close enough to where it's supposed to be, it'll spawn in. Because I haven't found the uranium deposit either at the moment. So... But it feels like it should be where I am right now, and... I don't know. It's not. I'm gonna dig down for like 20 meters and see if I can find anything.
Well, Godspeed. I feel like I've said that umpteen times already tonight, but Godspeed.
Okay, this is mostly ice.
Understandable. Can confirm the Arctic is mostly ice.
This is very deep ice, actually.
Can confirm the Arctic is mostly very deep ice.
I haven't even seen the stone yet. That's surprising. About 30 meters deep. Oh! I hit stone. What does uranium look like in space?
Kind of like carbon, I think. It's been a bit.
Well, I haven't found uranium. I've just found stone. I don't think there's any uranium where I've landed.
Makes sense.
Alright. Guess I'm gonna have to go looking. Which direction do I go?
I found a part of a window buried underground.
Part of a window?
Yeah, I don't know how to explain that one.
Hmm. I shall go... Well, any direction that I go is south, so it doesn't really make a difference. Huh. Okay. Oh! There it is! Oh, shit.
There what is, to be exact.
The base. And annoyingly, I found it and then immediately ran into the ground because I was so surprised that it was there. Did I damage anything? Oh, yes, I did. Oh, well. It's not too bad. It's ROS Polar Base, 4.36 kilometers. That was really annoying, actually. I was about 20 meters away from it spawning in.
Wow. Which direction is it relative from you? Like your forward.
What kind of correction? It's south, lying. It's south. Everything's south.
Okay, relative to the craft, then.
Directly ahead of it.
Still hasn't loaded in for me, then. I don't see it. Whoop, hang on, got streaming. There we go. That's...
Okay, that's worrying.
My reaction, or are you looking at it as well?
Your reaction was,
It's considerably more guarded than the last places we've taken out. This is gonna call for, This is gonna call for the Shine Bright Morning Light, isn't it?
I think it is, yeah.
Right. We need a way to get the Shine Bright Morning Light all the way there.
Well, the way we had is disassembled, so...
Yeah, this is 67-ish, 67, 68 kilometers away as the crow flies through the planet from the harbor. I don't think the Shine Bright can make that distance.
No, probably not. In fact, if we take into account the curvature of the planet, it's more like 100 kilometers.
Yeah, it doesn't have that kind of range. It barely had the range that we used. Dig under it? Possible, but it would take an age. It would take an age versus just shelling the place.
I mean, I want to find the edge of the uranium field.
Yeah,
Because...
see if you can half-inch some.
Yeah, just...
If you can half-inch enough uranium, and we use the gold that we got from the deserts to actually, like, refine it properly.
So the edge of the uranium field is about 3.2 kilometers away from thing.
Okay, that's far enough that we won't...
1 kilometer away from where I'm parked at the moment.
Yeah, that is at least far enough away that we won't have to worry too much.
I don't know if it's far enough away that I won't trigger the drones, though.
Yeah, that is the concern, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna go dig up some uranium on foot, and we'll see how that goes. Oh, fucking hell! An unknown signal just spawned in, and I was like, "Oh shit, it's detected me!" But no. But an unknown signal is dropping right next to it, so I'm a little worried about that. Well, time for a daring mission of,
Half-inching uranium.
Yeah.
Which I'm fairly certain was the plot of, like, at least one season of 24.
I'm closing in on the, Actually, I'm gonna turn my signal off. And hope that I can, hope that allows me to get a little bit closer. Without detection. I know that the turrets won't be able to hit me from this direct distance. But
Okay, is that about right? I think it is.
oh,
Are you being attacked?
polar base has stated potential hostile sighted. That was 3.5 kilometers out. It hasn't summoned anything. I'm kind of tempted to dig from here, but that'll take ages. I'll have to go around it when I leave. 3.28 kilometers. Oh, well, that explains why I can't see anything.
Oh?
I'm in a snowstorm.
Oh. Yeah, that'll explain it.
Okay, uranium is 20 meters below me. Time to dig.
Good luck, don't die.
I'm actually going to make a GPS. I'm going to call the GPS. Uranium snag hole.
Snag hole?
Yeah, because I'm snagging some uranium.
I was saying, it sounds like an insult.
I mean, I am sort of insulting this base by stealing their uranium.
Let's see, what are these missing? Construction components. Right drill option moves and clears pretty good. Yeah, it does. Very handy that way.
I can't use unrefined uranium, can I, as fuel?
No, you cannot.
Fine.
Unrefined uranium is basically just dirty rock. It's basically just spicy rock.
Yeah.
That looks like all of that's built properly. Let's see. Construction components missing again. Well, that's just iron, so thankfully shouldn't take much. Oh, and I believe we ran out of motors because I'm seeing... I don't know. Didn't run out of motors. Just didn't build some of the gyroscopes for some reason. Ah, it ran out of construction components. I moved it too early. So much better. So much easier than for everything else I've used to do this.
Okay, so I'm 3.6 kilometers from the base, and as long as I keep my signal turned off, and I don't approach with a vehicle, it can't see me for the most part.
For the most part.
Well, it knows there's something here, but it's not summoning drones to attack me.
Right.
Good enough for me, to be honest.
I think I follow.
I'm gonna fill up the Sparrow with as much uranium as I can put in it, and then I'm gonna run. I have autocannon ammunition, but that's not enough to deal with that many Gatling turrets.
No.
I'm sorry, but I'm not.
I think
I'm not dealing with that.
I think a lot of those are interior, but no.
Yeah, no thank you. No, actually, no. None of those are interior. They're all...
Those are
full
all Gatling?
Yeah, they're all full
Ooh.
Gatling.
Well, there's good news and bad news to that. The bad news is that will tear most things apart like tissue paper very, very rapidly. The good news is the range is lower than the SBML.
Yeah, and also the good news is they're easier to hit than the interior turrets, because the interior turrets
Yeah.
are smaller.
Yeah, true. Okay, motors... Motors... Just motors.
Oh good, I'm glad that I actually brought some small pieces of equipment to make any repairs that I might need to do with the Sparrow. I didn't realise I had those in my inventory until just now. Maybe I should make a version of the Sparrow that has solar panels in the wings.
That'd be interesting to see, for sure.
Problem is, I don't think solar panels provide lift. They might.
Yeah,
But I'm not
they might. I mean, I don't know
sure.
how far aerodynamics went with it.
I mean, from what I've heard, solar panels don't provide lift. But I'm not 100% sure about that. So, as far as I know, that's a rumor that's circling around.
Frame the solar with the lift pieces. Yeah, that'd be the way to do it, wouldn't it? Okay, that projection has completed. Hooray.
I mean, yes, that is a way to do it, but like at the same time, the total lift area contributes to full liftability, if you will. So you can't always do that because the solar does take up a large amount of space, and if that large amount of space doesn't provide lift, you're left with, well, less lifts. But good news is, once I bring this stuff back, we'll have access to uranium. As small amount as it might be, but we'll have access to it.
Yeah.
And I think that's good.
Yep, and if we stick a reactor into the SBML, it might have enough flight time to actually reach the place.
Maybe. Annoyingly,
like me to-
this this uranium outpost up here doesn't have everything else around it accessible. Whereas the one on the Antarctic does.
Huh.
Like if you look at the map to globe, the one on the Antarctic has a bunch of resource areas around it.
Oh,
Whereas
yeah, so it does.
The
Oh,
one on
look
the
at that.
Arctic does not.
Man, Antarctic, place to be.
Yeah.
Look at
Kind
that,
of
there's
annoying,
basically
to be
everything you
honest.
could want there.
Yeah.
Silver just offshore, in four different directions.
Yeah, you've
Ooh.
got cobalt, nickel, iron,
Iron, silicon,
silicon. No
two different
magnesium.
cobalts. No,
No
yeah.
magnesium, yeah. That's-
At the Antarctic, it is a land of peace, you see.
Well, it's a land of peace controlled by the ROS and has bases on literally every single thing. So, Sure, Land of Peace, why not?
Okay. So now,
In
if
this heat, I'd take the Antarctic. Yeah, that's fair. Boing, 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 boing. I'm currently having to walk a kilometer to get back to the Sparrow, which is not fun, but it's what must be done if we want to actually, you know.
Oh, mind the hermit crab. That's history right there. Mind the hermit crab.
Rodents of unusual size. I think that's RUS, not ROS.
ROUS to be exact.
Oh yeah. Well, if you count the "of" in the acronym, which a lot of people don't.
I'm pretty sure in the movie it's ROUS.
Hey Titan, thank you for the posture check and the check.
I'm fairly certain these things can chain together, because I swear I built them for that purpose. Come on. There you go.
Okay, I can carry 1,000 units or 1,000 kilos of uranium ore per small cargo container that I have on the oh god, I'm gonna start
Pay
freezing.
no attention to how much this thing is sparking, it's fine.
Ooh, I almost froze to death just then.
Oh?
Well, there's a
Oh, did you
massive
fly?
storm going on here, and I almost lost power to the suit, so...
Oh. Oh, right, of course. I probably said roasted to death, so...
No, frozen.
Yeah.
Let
it
no,
go.
I didn't, Titan. That's worrying.
There we go. Okay, this is gonna be quite the cargo train, but it'll work. Gotta love modular cargo. You know, the EU and the dollar are the same right now? Yep. More or less. It's been the first time for, like, decades, I think. Do not ask us about the pound, though. Don't think about it. Just... Although, I did enjoy it went up recently.
Really?
Yeah, guess what day?
The day Boris Johnson resigned?
As soon as he announces his resignation, up.
That is unsurprising.
Oh yeah. Right, so I will fill these with stuff, and then I will fly to the harbor, and then I will build a printer there, and I'll use that to make drones. Actually, I wonder if it's worth making a pachyderm. In that case.
Okay, I'm going to put the rest of this stuff in the seat, I think. Yes.
What the hell? I'll make a pachyderm just because it's fun. And because it'll be a while before the sun is up, and like hell I'm flying over Mount Low Altitude Warning again in the dark.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, I think I'm gonna make one more run to grab another set of uranium, and then I'll start flying back.
Right. Lower limit 0, upper limit we'll say 90.
To quote your friend, don't worry about it. Yeah, I think one more uranium load, I guess you could say. And I'll be flying back. And then we can start refining it. And then we can power things off of uranium for a change.
For a bit.
For a bit, anyway, yeah.
And well, the projector give you the pachyderm. And then I just have to figure out how to orient the pachyderm on this thing. Shoot, 2 are actually. Hey. It's just it's pitch black, so I can't see anything.
Well, unfortunately, that's how it be. Oh.
You good?
Yeah, I was
That
I
didn't
approached
sound
a hole
good.
and
It didn't sound
then proceeded
good.
to walk into it. I felt the need to vocalize the fact that I'd walked into a hole on purpose this time.
I see.
Not sure why I felt the need to do that, but I did. Am I looking forward to Sunday? I mean, yes, because Sunday is my date night with my partner, but no, because I'm going to die.
Oh, because of the weather?
Hmm. Well, unfortunately, me and my partner don't live near enough to each other to actually go ice skating together, Wolf Skull. Hopefully that'll change in September, but until then, we are stuck doing video calls on the weekends.
What happens in September?
We're moving in together.
Oh.
Well, we've been trying to move in together since last October, but the place that we're moving into hasn't finished being built yet.
Oh, mood.
And it's just
The
like,
place we moved in with the place we moved into, it still hasn't been built.
oh god. But yeah, my partner actually went and applied for a mortgage for this place. But he has his parents' help for that. And it's just a case of, at this point, we're waiting for the contractors to finish approving everything so that we can actually move in, but that's not happened yet, and we started waiting last year in October, and it's like, if they delay it one more time, we're just gonna... That's a fish.
Yeah, that's an interesting reaction to have under those circumstances.
Yeah, sorry, no. I turned around in the tunnel that I was digging in, and a fish just drifted past my screen. It was quite confusing.
Oh yeah, I've had that happen.
Oh. But yeah. It's, we're hoping that September will be the final date that they give us. They're not going to change it again, but... Yeah, if they delay it again, I am going to commit arson, basically. Or, you know, tax fraud or something. I don't know. Some form of crime.
Are you already committing tax fraud?
Am I?
Well, you're the head of a corporation, aren't you? You must be committing some degree of tax fraud. That's just kind of part and parcel.
I mean, I'm the head of a fictional corporation, so yes, I'm committing fictional tax fraud. If that's even a thing.
You're corrupting the minds of the young to think that tax fraud is cool. Which it is, but still.
Tax fraud is cool when you're poor. It's an asshole move when you're rich. I think that makes sense, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay. Please tell me I have enough uranium ore so that I can stop drilling it.
Can't forget
It's
about
so
wage
loud.
theft. As are we saying, wage theft is never cool.
Wage theft is never cool.
No.
Unless you're stealing from the CEO's wages.
Then maybe.
Then maybe. How do you think the poor become rich and the rich stay rich? Well, the poor don't become rich, Wolfskull.
Yes,
That's
that's the whole problem.
point. Yeah. The poor don't become rich because the poor actually have principle. Which is,
That's
you know.
That's not the only reason, but sure.
Well, no, it's not the only reason, but also, like, rich people become rich because they don't have morals.
Oh yeah.
And they're willing to do horrible things to people to get where they're going. Or they were just born into money and kept doing horrible things to get where they were going. Either way, it's not good.
No, it's not a great look, that, being born rich.
Unless you are born rich and then proceed to give all your money away, in which case that's a pretty good look, to be honest. At least you had better morals than your parents.
Yeah. Construction components. Compunction constructions.
I disagree with those that create jobs. CEO, etc. have to invest and take the chance to create the industry that creates jobs, that gives the poor the jobs to better their lives.
That might have been true at some point, but not now.
Yeah. Maybe one...
It is demonstrably not true now.
Yeah, maybe at some point that was how it worked. But these days, no. That's not how it works anymore. These days, the system is designed to exploit the worker for everything they're worth and more, until that worker can no longer do the work that they were hired to do, after which they are relegated to the trash, in corporate terms. i.e. they're fired. Another thing.
Discarded.
Discarded, yep. Once upon a time, it may have been that corporations worked to better the people that worked for them. Nowadays, corporations work to crush the soul of everyone who works for them. I think that's accurate to say, right, Lion?
I'd say so, yeah. Quite accurate.
And if you tell me that capitalism isn't a soul-crushing thing to work under, then...
Then, hi, I'm
Yeah.
disabled, neurodivergent, and poor.
Yeah, hi, I am also disabled, neurodivergent, and poor. Like... We
What you
know
are seeing
this...
on your internet screens right now is the extent of what we are capable of doing, and we have to do it or we die.
Basically that, yeah. Like, I actually saw a post on Tumblr today that was just like, laziness is not, it's basically a case of like, laziness isn't something that should make you feel stressed. And I'm like, okay, but my brain is thinking, okay, but everyone tells me I'm being lazy, but I'm constantly stressed. And I didn't realize that actually laziness is meant to make you feel comfortable. And what I'm doing isn't laziness.
No.
It's me not being able to do anything.
You're only supposed to enjoy laziness when you're still making a profit regardless because someone else is working.
Yeah. And I'm just sat here like, okay, but how... Why? And I came to the realization that what a lot of people might consider me being lazy is actually me not being able to focus or concentrate because of my ADD/ADHD and a bunch of other mental disorders that I have. And it is like a part of disability. And it's difficult for people to like get out of the mindset that something that you can't see isn't a disability. Because at the end of the day, it is. It may be a mental disability, it may be invisible to the naked eye, but it is still a disability. And a lot of people
it's very physical.
That. Yeah. Actually, one of the things that I went and did the other day was I added the disability pride flag to the intro stream role.
Nice.
Where all my fan art and stuff goes. I've also got the POC gay pride flag and the disability pride flag, and I got the nice disability pride flag, not the zigzaggy one, because the zigzaggy one is yes, it's a disability pride flag, but also it's inaccessible to some disabled people, so it's not great, unfortunately. But yeah, I was like, I'm gonna show my support, and because it's one of those things of I came to the realization that actually this is a thing that I am part of, and I should feel like I should support this, because at the end of the day, disabled people disabled people like me who are invisible to the naked eye are still disabled people, and I should be supporting them. So yeah. Right. I have acquired a bunch of uranium, and I am on my way back. I'm gonna have to make a loop around the polar base though, because it's right in my way at the
Well, good luck. You good? I can see a couple pock marks in the snow. I don't know if that was you.
That was me. It was me hitting the ground for some reason when I was taking off. I'm not sure what caused it. Ooh. Hold on. I think I need to get out and do something. Oh. I see.
Yes, that is more or less what you're on, a sea of ice.
No, it's the projector. Okay, fine.
The projector?
Yeah, the projector goes screwy with the subgrid projection system that I have sometimes. I think I'm going to need to rebuild the room.
Well, from my view, they are simultaneously... They're in a state of superposition.
Yes, that is the problem.
Is that what you're seeing?
Yes.
Are they literally in a state of superposition, or...?
Yes.
Whoop. Hi, hinge.
You just saw the hinge pop off, but the hinge is still in there. That's the projection problem I was having.
Also, I
it's
know
easy
that
enough
it
to
isn't...
fix,
I noticed you've left the handbrake off.
There is no handbrake.
Oh,
Well,
dear.
there is, but it's finicky.
It's good.
There we go. Handbrake, technically. Which is realistically just, I'm gonna retract the landing gear now.
I should put a screen over here so I can see what the base has in stock.
I mean, in fairness, Full Skull, a good discussion goes a long way to, like, furthering people's ideas and understandings of the situation. But there is a point in time where the discussion becomes less important than the
Reality?
actual reality. And unfortunately, that time is what me and Lying have to contend with, in that at this point, me and Lying barely make enough money to be able to survive in our current society.
Like our English society is the definition of built for the rich.
Yeah. And yes,
To be clear,
we
maybe the US is somehow better, but
No,
England is that
actually,
way.
in the US, it is worse.
Oh, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we have the advantage of we don't have to pay for most of our medical care, which is to a degree better, because the US has to pay for pretty much all of it unless they're on insurance, in which case they're still paying for it, which isn't great. So the US is infinitely worse in that respect. But at the end of the day, we don't have it much better off, because the systems that are in place around us are designed to keep the rich rich and basically kill off the poor. Or at least use the poor like batteries, which is
Arguably not
hard,
better.
But yeah,
You're the model for the US, and we just got the basics and ran with it. Put it this way: England has a much different view of the Mayflower than the US does.
yeah.
Like the Mayflower is viewed in the US, as I understand it, being an Englishman, I might have this wrong, as we're like escaping religious persecution and founding a bold new land for like the many, that kind of thing, not ruled by tyrants, yada yada yada. This is how it's been lionized in the US, at least. In the UK, it's these people are religious zealots who are dangerous and they need to leave.
Yeah. I
Which,
mean, I
given
get
that,
so.
given the English view of that, suddenly a lot more of the US makes sense.
Like, I definitely get that, but bearing in mind, I have been on universal credit at this point for, I want to say, about 3 years. And getting a job is hellish for me, because I've been on universal credit for 3 years.
Yeah, they want you to show growth, that you took the time off to actually improve yourself or some such.
Yes, and I can't exactly go to.
Which how do you afford that on universal credit?
Yeah, like how do I go to how do I say to people on universal credit? Yeah, I do YouTube and Twitch for a living, but I can't do it for a living because it doesn't pay enough. So I need to, you know, and at the same time go. Like basically, what I've got it down is I do volunteer work in my spare time, and they'll accept that, but they'll also say you can do the volunteer work, but also you need to do 35 hours of work search a week. And additionally, if that volunteer work is impacting that 35 hours of work search a week, we can tell you to just stop doing it. And
yep,
not great. Also,
and if you disobey them, they will cut you off entirely.
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay.
So if they're being complete idiots, it doesn't matter. They're still gonna like basically leave you destitute for it.
Yeah. And also, the other thing is, yes, that 35 hours of work search a week doesn't seem like all that much, but actually, it's quite a bit because I do basically 35 hours of streaming and recording a week, at the very least, which isn't helpful when you're also meant to be doing work search 35 hours a week. And yeah, then they'll put you forward for jobs that you either don't know how to do or are incapable of doing.
God, yes.
And they'll
God,
also...
I remember that.
What else? What else do they do, Ryan? They'll...
I mean, you're covering it pretty well so far.
Yeah, also, for example, I have a verbal rental agreement. So all of my rent, I have to pay myself. Because I can't go to the DWP and say, hey, I want to get housing benefit, but I have a verbal rental agreement. How can we work this out? No, I have to get a written contract if I want to get housing benefit. And for me, that's not possible. So yeah, not great. Among the many different things, yeah, not great. But it is what it is, and we work the best we can in a system designed to kill us.
Yep. Universal income, please.
Yeah, like, one of the things that me and Lang are very much in agreement on is the idea
It does
of...
happen, folks, every now and then.
Yeah, well, I'd say more often than not, actually, when it comes to this sort of thing. Me and Lang are very much in agreement of the idea of universal basic income, and that's basically a fallback system to a degree.
The easiest way to describe it is, imagine if everybody in the country was on universal credit, but they
Didn't
got
have
that
to
whether they...
qualify for it.
But yeah, you don't have to qualify for it, you don't have to justify it, you don't even have to not be making enough income at all, by yourself. You just get it. It is effectively payment for being a citizen.
Yeah. And
what that means is that suddenly no one's job is, keeping them alive. No one has to be working in order to get food to eat, in order to have rent, water, warmth, that kind of thing. Which, A, makes it real easy for a lot of people to suddenly be able to get jobs, and B, gives the workers so much more power because they're no longer, their job is no longer their life support. And it basically just frees up the entire country to do whatever the hell they want.
including working the jobs that they want.
Yeah,
Instead of
because
working
they
the
like
jobs
it.
that are killing them, basically.
Yeah, you can literally have jobs that don't actually pay any money because people do them because they want to do them.
Yeah, I know a bunch of people that really enjoy working in a coffee shop behind a counter. The reason that they don't like the job is because there's a bunch of people that are really, really mean to them while they're working that job. And they can't be, like, they can't talk back to them in fear of losing that job. But if they have the ability to have universal basic income, then there isn't that fear anymore, which means you could be an asshole to the people who are being assholes to you, and you don't have to worry about losing the job and then losing your income from it. Which is, you know, a good thing, I should point out. Like, you should be allowed to be an asshole to the people who are being assholes to you if you're working and, like, handling rush hour. You can just say, shut up, sit down, and wait your turn. Instead of, like, dealing with that one person who wants a, I don't know, vegan mocha latte with extra whipped cream and has decided that, actually, no, when they get their order, they're going to want something completely different from what they ordered, and now they're going to make it your problem. Yeah. Sorry, I'm...
Are you reliving some things there?
A little bit. Just a little bit, yeah. I'm thankful that I never worked as a coffee shop worker, but I have worked as a waiter, and it wasn't fun. I worked as a waiter in a hotel, and...
So is getting dairy. I don't understand where you're coming from there, Clink, but also, do not mess with people's food.
Yeah, no. Do not
mess with people's food.
That can and has caused
kill people.
Deaths in the past. Yeah. Like, in fairness, if someone asks for a vegan mocha latte, I will happily make them a vegan mocha latte. But if they then proceed to go, this isn't what I asked for, even though it is what they asked for, that's when I'm gonna get annoyed. Like, if they have a dietary requirement that requires them to have vegan food, fine. That's what they need. That's what they're asking for. That's fine. I'm not gonna begrudge them what they require. But if they're going to be an asshole about the stuff that I'm giving them when it is the stuff that they asked for, that's when I'm gonna get annoyed. Okay. Time to go. I have finished the repairs.
Pachyderm complete. Which is if you hadn't guessed from the looks of it, a heavy cargo drone. Basically, this is a cargo module plus a hermit crab merged into one being.
I
also
apologize.
It also has a much better AI to it. Yeah.
I apologize to everyone for the sudden jobs and general ranting that I just went through because, yeah, I don't talk about this stuff often, but it is, yeah, it's not something I'm particularly happy about, let's just say. And I've been dealing with this. I've been dealing with the UK universal credit system for 3 years. Lang's been dealing with it for even longer, fairly sure. And both of us are so sick and tired of people trying to kill us using the...
Mostly death by 1,000 cuts economic style.
Yeah, basically.
That's, I think, the best way to describe it.
Pretty much.
Right. I think I'm going to set the pachyderm up delivering stuff from Cobalt Mine. Makes sense to me.
Makes sense to me.
And the new version of the code of the Hermit Crab OS, as it were, which the pachyderm also runs on, accepts more than 2 waypoints, so I can tell it, please, for the love of God, do not spend 5 hours trying to go over Mount Low Altitude Mount Low Altitude warning. Having the same issues with the veteran system in the US, I understand it sucks. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Sliver. I was ranting about the UK's systems that are in place for helping poor people survive, except that they're actually designed to help poor people die. And to basically kill
It's-
off the poor and the disabled and all that.
It's designed to give enough positive action that it gets them PR points without
While also
actually causing any difference.
Yeah. And it's annoying because that, for example, the £20 uplift that we got during the COVID relief efforts was actually really helpful. And then they
Yeah,
took it away.
It literally lifted people out of poverty.
Yeah, exactly. It literally
Like,
lifted
there are
people past
stats
the
that
red
show
line.
as much.
Yeah. And it's like, if they'd kept that, and the annoying thing is, that £20 uplift would have taken us to where we should have been before inflation and before the cuts that they did to universal credit previously. Which, yeah, I don't know. I apologize to everyone for going on about this, but yeah, it's one of those things that just ticks me off.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Both the wife and myself are having troubles with the normal stuff, but then add the hormone treatments for me to. Yeah, don't get me started.
You can go off on a rant as well, Lion. You're welcome
Oh,
to.
can I please?
Yes, please go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Is my chat okay if I go on a rant when it comes to hormones? Because boy, I have opinions.
I'm fairly sure they'll be more than happy to listen. I found that rants actually have a tendency to push the viewership up, which is funny.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so here in the UK, for anyone that doesn't know, we have the gender service, which is the thing that exists ostensibly to help trans people transition. Doesn't matter which direction, doesn't matter what to transition. And they are the people that help you get access to hormone replacement therapy of whatever kind you want, monitor your levels, make sure everything's going okay. Eventually, they when they're sure that you're absolutely going to be okay with it, they will give you appointments for surgery, that kind of thing. It's lovely. Or it would be if the Tories hadn't been successively bleeding it dry for over a decade. So now there is basically one clinic in the country left called Tavistock, and they're based more near London, so if you're not near London, fat chance. There's smaller subsidiary ones around, but Tavistock is the main one that deals with the majority of things. And Tavistock also had the misfortune of being basically attacked by TERFs, led by a detransitioner called Zoe Bell. That case caused a massive problem for a lot of trans people in the UK, even when it was struck down. And continues to be. So now, waiting times are somewhere in the vicinity of 5 years, and are predicted to be going up to into the 20s very soon. So
Yeah.
if you want to get HRT in any kind of timeline that is useful, you basically have to do it grey market, which is to say you have to pay for it yourself. Either going through a private line, which is expensive as all hell, as one might imagine. American viewers, you know what I mean when it comes to private healthcare. Or it's expensive as all hell because you're ordering it via the grey market from, black sites in the Ukraine. So, yeah. Speaking of, the whole business with Ukraine has also disrupted the supply lines for HRT quite a bit. So now there are middle-aged post-menopausal cis women who are yelling at trans people because they're sharing the same resource pool, but now neither of them can get anything because of reasons entirely out of both of their problems, and I'm still nonetheless paying $1,400 a year for my meds. The irony of that whole thing, though, is that on the actual NHS, if the gender service was able to get to me anytime soon, do you want to know how much it would actually cost per year?
Do tell.
Well, to the NHS, it would be slightly over £100
A year.
a year. And I would still be paying them back about 40 per year.
I mean,
It would be
40 per
literal-
year would be
It would be cheaper for the entire country to just give me my damn meds.
Yeah.
Instead,
not
I'm having
great.
to funnel money to the Czech Republic, effectively.
And then, of course, we've got the entire fact of the NHS is being defunded, apparently
Yes,
as quickly
because
as the Tories can manage.
Yes, the NHS was set up as the so-called nanny state. I think it was because it was under Thatcher at the time. And consequently, the Tories hate it because it keeps the poor alive.
Yep.
And they will do absolutely everything that they can to avoid the poor getting any kind of support whatsoever, because it's money that could be lining their pockets instead.
Pretty much.
I say lining their pockets. It sits in a hidden offshore bank account forever.
Mm-hmm. It's not like they're going to use the money, they just want it.
Oh god, no. Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyways. Ow, pain in the wallet. Yes. Speaking of which, I do have the donation goal that starts every month on this channel is to pay for my medication. So
Yes.
give generously, I suppose. It's not a requirement, but it is
that's-
heavily appreciated.
That's the other reason that the Tories hate the NHS. It's because the Labour came up with the NHS. So
All right.
Yeah.
Did I have it wrong then that it was Thatcher's thing, or
it came around.
I know Thatcher is a
about
horrific
that
woman, but I feel like it's
time.
about that era.
It came around about that time, but it wasn't a Tory idea. It was a Labour idea. I think
Right.
Labour came up with it, and then Thatcher came into power while it was being implemented, basically, and that
Right.
caused problems. Yeah. And again, apologies to everyone listening who's just like, yeah, okay, they're going off on the rants again, and is just sitting there smiling to themselves.
We warned you.
We did warn you. But yeah. It's not a great situation for both disabled people and poor people and anyone who isn't rich, white, and male. Or cis male, I should say. It's not a great situation. And we try to bring attention to it when we can, but we also try to not bring too much attention to it on our streams because
It's a situation of basically everyone that watches us already knows the issues
Yeah.
very well, and it just puts people down.
yeah, basically.
Which is what we call in my stream bunker protocol.
basically.
We're coming here to get away from the bad news.
Yeah. Like, both me and Lying, I do so more on Tumblr and Lying does so more on Twitter, but we both end up retweeting or reblogging various posts to help push this stuff into the public eye. And Lying does so more than me, I'll freely admit that. I don't have the energy to do it a lot of the time. But yeah, like if you guys want to learn more about this stuff, just follow one of us and you'll probably find an occasional post going across your dashboard or whatever you're using, and it'll give you information about this stuff. Rant on, I got snacks. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, it is. Oh god, it's very snowy in game. I just realised I can barely see in front of my face. I'm happy
dear.
that I'm 900 meters above sea level right now.
Well, as long as you don't lose power.
I have 51 minutes of power left. I should be fine. But hey, I also have like 8k uranium ore. Or something along those lines, at least.
Alright, so I'm currently packing up the pachyderm.
Okie dokie.
And then I'm going to take it over to the cobalt mine and start setting it up as delivery.
Nice. But yeah. Oh,
Do you feel
I
better?
feel a little better about after that. Yeah, I feel a little better. After a little rant, I feel a bit more calm, if you will, to a degree. Yeah.
Might worth me stopping off for some nickel.
Okay, so good news is we've also discovered some good information concerning the outposts. As long as you don't get within 3 kilometers of them with a vehicle, you won't get drones summoned on you, and you can approach them on foot to about 3 kilometers, as far as I'm aware, with your signal off, and you won't get attacked by any drones or anything. So that's good to know.
Yeah.
Like, it will detect that there's something in the area, but it won't spawn the drones, which is
Right, I think the batteries on this thing are charged.
nice. Also, Sliver, what do you think of my new plane?
Yep, looks good.
I
This thing
spent
is
a little
fully
bit of
ready to
time
move.
on this.
I am going to have to fly this manually for the first time in a very long while. This is going to be interesting.
What, back there?
Yeah, it's a drone. It's not meant. It does not have a cruise control function. It's not built for user flights. The fact I'll be honest, it mostly only has a pilot seat at all, just because it makes it look more like a thing. Makes it look more like a pachyderm.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm actually surprised at how well this plane flies. I'll be honest. It's surprisingly stable, all things considered. You're listening, ass, Lydia? You're listening, ass? That must be some pretty good ass if you can listen to it. I'm sorry. That was a terrible joke.
I've heard worse.
Oh, dear. Deary me. Okay. 37.4
Pay
kilometers.
no attention to the fact that
go.
this thing's antenna currently says error.
Error. Altitude.
Yeah, it says error because it's detected that there's a problem with its diagnostics. Namely, that it doesn't have enough waypoints to run.
Oh, deary me. Oh, God.
It's fine.
Okay, yeah, I have a bunch of notifications on Discord now.
Oh no. What
I have
happened?
Sliver sending me stuff, and I have Dusty sending me stuff, and I also have my notifications from my Discord from someone who's probably started streaming. Oh. Get the spears, get the pitchforks. Burn the rich.
Well, I'm actually
Well, you
surprised.
know.
This is going a pretty good whack, and it's not really tilting up at all.
What shape is it?
Rick,
Okay, yeah, no, that's...
I
I
don't know why-
should have known. I should have
Yeah.
known.
of course it's a brick. Yeah, the only reason its change of altitude is happening there is purely because I'm going around a planet.
Okay, I'm about halfway home, and I just came to a realization.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how I'm going to land this thing at the harbour.
You took off from the harbor.
I
Shouldn't
took
be
off from
too
the
difficult.
harbour. Landing is a different matter. Like, I took off from the harbour, but I took off at about a 25-degree angle on a slope. I don't
And
know
it-
how I'm going to land.
Here's a question. Can it float?
No.
Right.
Maybe. I might be able to land it in the water and then sort of get it
I mean, you
to
know, you
land.
won't. You definitely won't hit crush depth there.
Oh, no. I'm,
Yeah, so theoretically,
We'll
you
see.
could land it in the water, sink to the bottom, and drive.
And drive, yeah, maybe. Alright. We'll see about doing that, perhaps. Okay, that does actually look pretty cool. When I'm spinning around the Sparrow, and I looked at it from the front, and you can just see the sun glinting off the propellers. That's quite neat. And now that it's actually full, it's actually surprisingly more stable than it was before. Because it's not constantly moving up, it's now gently the tip is gently falling instead. So I just have to maintain a very slight upward curve, and I'm actually maintaining a stable flight pretty easily. That's quite good.
Pachyderm has arrived at the neckline.
You're an idiot? What has made you an idiot, Lydia? I'm curious about this. The item you want is low rank. You've been in master. Ah, I see. I see.
I don't. What are we referring to here?
I think Lydia is referring to Monster Hunter Rise. I haven't played it, but I'm assuming that's what they're referring to, since that's the obsession that they've been dealing with for the past few.
Picking up some nickel. Shouldn't have any trouble carrying this extra. This is 2 large cargo containers, by the way. 6 large vertical thrusters.
Huh.
This thing is made for heaviness. I think this puts your heavy lifter to shame, actually, come to think of it.
Probably. I mean, the Orion isn't. It's not designed for constant
Cargo?
Cargo. Number of times we've all been in the wrong rank, got to the end of the fight, then checked if we can actually get it. I see. I see that this is a common problem. Ah well.
Alright, to get this to the cobalt mine now.
46 minutes of power, 22 kilometers to go. I'm good. I'm good. I'm actually really proud of this little plane. I didn't know how well it would fare in survival, but actually, considering that it doesn't have any uranium in the reactors, it's done pretty damn well.
I'm enjoying the pachyderm so far, but I think my major achievement for tonight, at least, is getting that printer going. Because with that, I not only fixed up the existing cargo module, I printed another and the pachyderm, and all within like the span of half an hour.
That's pretty good.
Whereas previously, doing something like that would have taken us all stream, possibly multiple.
I think I'm happy enough with this that after a few refinements, I'll throw this up on the workshop. Actually, yeah. Maybe give it a bit of a paint scheme. Currently, it's all black, and I'm not sure that that's quite what I want it to look like.
You see an aircraft and you want to paint it black.
I mean, currently it is painted black. I think it needs to be painted something else.
I'm surprised this is getting to 60 ms, actually. Pachyderm, considering that it is currently 166 tons, I'm surprised it's getting up to 61 meters per second or so.
Oh.
It's a decent old whack. How fast did the Zeppelin go?
About full speed, 55 meters a second. I want to say.
Yeah, this is being propelled purely by 4 small thrusters.
Oh. Well, it is relatively small compared to the Damocles.
Well, compared to the Damocles, yes, but also, this is faster than the Trickleweed tends to get. It's definitely a hell of a lot faster than the SBML. The front of it is basically just a industrial cockpit.
That might be it. It's got that curve.
You think it's genuinely this?
I mean, that might be the case. It's like, at the end of the day, if the front of something is curved, it'll go faster. That's how aerodynamics works at the end of the day.
Okay, but
If
the
you
rest of
distill
it
to
is a
its
brick
most
wall.
basic,
And immediately behind it is a brick wall.
it doesn't matter. If the front of it is curved, it'll curve. It'll cut through the air faster.
It's approaching the cobalt mine. And the termite.
Right, if I put my thrust to full acceleration, I accelerate to around about 55 to 60 meters a second, ish. But
And you're
then
actually
my-
built as a plane. You're actually aerodynamic.
Yeah, I am, but still. Mine is also designed with only one point of thrust, basically.
Whereas mine is omnidirectional. Mine can move in whatever direction I demand of it, at any point in time. Strong unknown signal.
Unknown signal has been detected.
That might be death. Do we think that's death?
No, that'll be a standard vanilla space engineers thing.
Well, that can also be death.
Well, yeah, but no, usually they're not. Usually it's just like a higher chance of getting an item from it. Or getting a skin or something. Okay, I am coming over the ridgeline and into the lake. Now I need to figure out how to land this thing.
What's up with this drone? It is here because it is currently still processing cargo. Okay, good drone. Well-behaved drone.
I could probably land it on that beach.
Do a barrel roll? No, because it does not have it doesn't have downward thrust. Also, it is basically a flying brick. It would be a worse idea if we did it with
very
the
slow
SPL.
barrel roll. Very slow. It's so slow. Oh my god, I don't think this was a good idea.
I'm not sure what you expected.
I mean, it's working, technically. But I'm losing altitude quite quickly. Woo! Woo! God, this is terrifying, actually. Holy shit, I did a barrel roll. I
Wow.
lost about 400 meters of altitude doing it, but I did it.
Rats.
I never want to do that again. Unless I'm in an actual jet plane that can do a barrel roll on command. Because this is not a jet plane. And that was terrifying. Okay. Deploying landing gear.
Reinforced. Any
Now the
steel
question becomes,
plates
am I
here?
going to be able to land on the beach?
Well, time to find out.
I'm not gonna do another sliver. I'm literally... 40 meters above the water. That's a bad idea.
Spoken like a true coward.
Yeah. I mean, I'm landing on a 25-degree angle slope at the moment. I don't think that's a mark of cowardice, I'll be honest. This is... Ew. Ooh! Stuck the landing, though. Oh, that's actually really good. I'm really happy with that.
Oh, congrats.
And fold up the wings. There we go.
Well, congrats on getting it back.
I've somehow managed to return. Oh boy. I need to go park this. I mean, yeah, maybe Sliver, but I'll be honest, I actually didn't damage this at all when I landed, so I'm actually pretty happy with myself right now.
Is that including the time that you slightly biffed it in the Arctic?
I biffed it because I was
Has
surprised and I I put the brakes on too fast.
Right.
And the second time was because the projection system glitched out completely, and I had to take a break to actually repair it. So I've actually never damaged the plane while lifting off or landing, which I'm pretty happy about. All things considered, I would call this a success. I successfully scouted out the uranium area, spawned it in, as it were.
Well, you didn't do that because that would be cheating.
What?
Spawning it in.
Well, no, it spawned in when I approached, is what I didn't actually spawn it in. Don't think that's how that works, I'll be honest.
Be gone, tree. Okay, I made that tree drift, but okay.
I'm actually really happy with this plane. I'm surprised at how well this worked.
You sound very chuffed, I will say.
I do sound a bit happy, don't I? Okay.
It's disgusting.
Right. Wow. Rude. I can't believe you can't be happy for other people being happy around you, lying. Kidding. Okay. Let's unload some uranium. Oh wait, that's in the passenger seat. Never mind.
What am I... Felt like I was impacting something there, but I think I'm good.
Okay, so I have managed to collect approximately 7,000 uranium ore.
If you're going to process that, could you make sure you do it on a yield module?
Ooh, right.
On the basis of it will take us an age to get more.
Yes, good point. I'm gonna need to build a yield module. Give me a second.
I think I should probably move the remote control on this thing, because I'm not 100% if it's close enough to the connector for it to connect properly when it lands. Actually, no, what am I talking about? The code automatically offsets from the remote to the connector, so the connector is the part that gets... Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. I will just let this get a bit of power. Fully recharged in about an hour. Maybe not then. The remote should be fine. Thinking about it more reasonably. I just need to get the coordinates of that connector.
Okay. I am crafting 40 superconductors. Well, no, 80 superconductors so that I can make a refinery of full yield modules. It'll take a little time to process, but we should be fine.
It's new from current position. Here. What's a good color for cobalt? Cobalt's bluish, isn't it?
Yeah, cobalt blue.
Yeah.
I mean, that was my reasoning behind painting the iron line red originally. It was iron is red, cobalt is blue.
Let's see. Lang's Cobalt Depot. Drone dock.
Oh, have I? I
You good?
think I might have run out of gold.
Well. Next flight.
Perhaps. Yeah, I've run out of gold.
Fortunately, I have none to give you.
Fortunately, I've managed to weld up 3 of the 4 yield modules, so that should be enough. Now.
Do I want to try and make the trip over to the harbor right now, or do I want to wait so that I can recharge the pachyderm a little bit?
Depends. What's the pachyderm on?
It's currently on the cobalt mine.
No, as in what power is it on? How much power does it have?
Let me see. If I look at its batteries, it is fully recharged in 44 minutes.
I mean...
It's more power efficient when it's moving itself, but when I'm moving it, it's...
less, yeah.
Yeah, it's about half an hour, 20 minutes, I think, currently.
Well, I mean, you can charge it here, but...
I have to get there first.
yeah.
Wonder if I should preemptively stick a reactor on this thing.
Okay, we are now refining 7.51k uranium ore with 3 yield modules.
Good, good, good.
So...
It'll be slow as molasses, but it'll be worth it.
yes, but at the end of the day, that's, you know... I'm gonna stick the first few uranium pieces that we get from it in the...
Into the Sparrow.
Into the Sparrow, because actually it's quite useful as a little scout vehicle. It lasts for a decent amount of time. So yeah.
I remember when we started to stream, and I was very cross with you because I spawned in several meters away from where I logged out.
Yes.
And that was right here at this cobalt mine.
Oh yes, because you spawned in on the road because I changed planets.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I forgot about that.
And now I've got a auto mining drone and an auto shipping drone here.
We've come a long way.
Full and ready to cause all manner of mischief.
We have come a long way since then. We have gold, we have cobalt, we have iron, we have nickel, we have silicon, and most importantly, we have uranium now.
Yep, we don't have platinum though.
We don't have platinum, but realistically, platinum's only used for a few things. So.
Does
Unless
anything
you want to
actually
make
use the
missiles.
roads? Out of curiosity. Does anything actually use the roads?
What do you mean?
Are there vehicles that drive along the roads? Is there any road traffic?
No.
Okay.
I know that there is boat traffic. I know that there are boats on Agaris that will come along if you get too close to like island outposts and stuff. I don't think there are vehicles. I haven't seen any, but it's always a possibility. The roads are mainly there for like player interaction, I think. So. Okay. Right.
If you can add more turbines to the mine, and maybe a battery will help. It's actually fine. It has a battery, but more importantly, it's not actually running off of those turbines. It is actually running off of this hydrogen well, which is not as substantial as the one that's running the iron mine, but it's decent power. The turbines are mostly just in case that somehow runs out, which has happened to us before.
I'm actually not sure what to do now.
Oh?
I mean,
Well, you've got 10 minutes of stream, so I don't know if it matters too
that's
much.
true. We've got 10 minutes, about 10 minutes left. I could probably weld up some of the stuff that really needs welding up right now. I've just sort of left.
Alright, let's see, it's on fully recharged in 37 minutes. I'm gonna try and get the pachyderm over to you. It is carrying a buttload of stuff.
Yes, a buttload of stuff would be appreciated. Wait. Never mind.
You said what you said.
Don't listen to
We
what
all-
I
we
say.
all heard it.
Don't listen to what I say. What I say is fool's phrases.
It's
Apparently.
too late. You've already said it.
Shush.
Somebody clip it. Make sure that they remember.
Oh, dearie me.
Alright, I've got about 19-20 minutes of power, and I can hit, I know, 60 meters per second. Somebody do the math, because I have to hold my finger on the thrust here.
You should be able to get here with plenty of time to spare. Considering that I had 40 minutes of power, and I had to cover 36 kilometers, and I managed to get here with 31 minutes of power to spare. So.
They're a very, very different ship to me, though.
Yes, but at the end of the day, we're still consuming power at an equal rate according to Space Engineers' calculations. So.
Okay, going upwards definitely makes this thing tilt a bit.
Yes, that's not surprising. Less aerodynamic on the brick top, as it were.
What's the best way to access the harbor?
As in...
'Cause I see there's a road that goes off to the right of the magnesium mine, but the actual, like, Sparrow I'm reading is being on the left of the magnesium mine. So where do I go from here?
As into land?
As in just to access the caldera, as it were.
There is no road to the harbour. You have to go over the ridge. Unfortunately, like, if you remember, when I first went to where the harbour was, I drove my vehicle over a cliff.
Right,
So,
yes. And somehow it survived.
yeah, I'm still
Also,
surprised.
thank you
that
for
it
clipping that,
survived.
Silver.
Ah. But but yeah.
Yeah,
Eventually,
I should definitely be able to make this.
yeah, you should. I hope.
Currently, this is still a push button a push button deliver system, but it is trivial as all hell for me to actually just rewrite the state very slightly so that it knows when it's loading or unloading,
Mm-hmm.
and it will happily be a completely automated system. Especially because it only launches when it's got like 80% of power, anyways. So it shouldn't drop from the sky. But just in case, it does also have a state for I'm low on power and not home yet. Descend and issue emergency. Which with this thing, which doesn't have a solar panel like the cargo module, is not necessarily a guarantee that it's not going to crash down a mountain, but it will at least try to minimize the velocity that it hits the mountain. By being very low to the ground to begin with. Right. 4 kilometers out. Nearest makes no difference anyways. Should I just have this thing dock to the original connector that the Hermit Crab used?
It won't be able to empty anything to it, but it will be able to power from it. Because currently that connector isn't connected to the main system.
Right.
So, yes, because there's no alternative at the moment.
What is the altitude like here?
Realistically, the best place to dock would be on the internal connector, but I'm not sure that. I'm not sure.
You don't want this thing launching from that connector is the problem.
Yeah, basically.
If this thing launches from that connector, it's going through the ceiling.
Yeah.
It's very much not a house drone. It's very much an outdoorsy drone.
What I can probably do is just build a pipeline to there. Yeah. Because these cargo containers are filled with stuff that I should actually have. Why are these cargo containers filled? This should be ice. Oh, that one's ice only, but that one. Okay, that's weird. Hold on. Yeah. All right. I'll do that.
Might be a little bit. This might be cutting it a little bit short. I think I'm good. But yeah, we're going to need a drone docking bay around here somewhere, because there's at least 2 deposits that are not worth making pipelines to.
Yes, that is probably.
Nearly there. Unlike the termite, this thing does not automatically identify where it should be. If I dock to something, it doesn't detect that this should be point A. Okay, I am about overhead.
I'm just building a connection to the system from the connector that you're going to be connected to.
Don't know if it'll still have clearance, but worth a shot. And this is not, much as I would love it, currently on autopilot. This is me controlling it.
Hmm.
It's a decent speed out of it. It's pretty nice.
Hmm.
Partially, I guess, because unlike the hermit crab, it's not having to fight any of the thrusters.
Yeah.
It's just one system controlling the whole thing. Yeah, I can see my shadow on the roof. I see the loo. Wait, hang on. If this is a loo by the water, does that make this where Napoleon got hacked?
Really lying. Really? Oh, God.
Am I wrong? Okay, yeah, this is asking a bit much, but I think we can get it. What, don't you remember your history?
I do. I don't remember it including bad jokes.
The great and amazing battle where Napoleon was built by a bunch of dudes standing up.
What?
That was how Nelson defeated Napoleon at Waterloo. He just had a bunch of dudes stand up. I'm not even joking. Now, granted, it was several hundred troops that Napoleon had no clue were there standing up, and that was enough to be like, the enemy's much, much bigger than we thought, kind of thing. But
I'm not much of a military history buff, so I'm honestly not sure if you're pulling my leg.
I'm genuinely not. It was enough to send the French Royal Guards running, and they were the dudes that walked directly into cannon fire. They were hard as nails.
Also, welcome to the harbour.
Oh, there's still no stairs here. Old guard, thank you.
Yeah, I'm still working on the stairs and stuff. Anyway, that should now be connected into the system, so it should be able to deposit things directly.
Right. Well, there's the pachyderm.
Yeah, there's the reason why your front end is actually a lot more aerodynamic. You've got the cockpit,
the industrial cockpit is aerodynamic.
Yes, but you've also got these panels on the side that are sloped inwards as well. That's providing your extra aerodynamics as well, and the panels on the top, which are also sloped. Thrusters don't really count towards aerodynamics because they're thrusters. It's a little weird. This entire ship is actually very aerodynamic because you've got all of these slopes on it, basically. So there's your reason why.
So I've made an aerodynamic brick.
You've made an aerodynamic brick.
That flies faster than your scout ship.
Well, my scout ship is only 2 thrusters, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've also got these. You've also got these rounded blocks on the side as well. Those are also aerodynamic. So I'm fairly sure they are anyway. It would be weird if they weren't.
So basically, I've made an aerodynamic brick by complete accident.
Pretty much. Congratulations. And then you've got mine, which is basically an aerodynamic missile in some ways. Missile with extra parts. But then again, that's what most planes are. Oh. Well. Surprisingly, we're on time today.
Yeah, this is going to need a different connector, because I don't think it's a good idea for this big thing to be landing here. It probably wants roof access.
Yeah, it probably does. I mean, I think what we can do is we can set up a drone platform outside on one of the sides of the pier, maybe, and that'll be the landing point for all the different drones and everything. It'll probably be easier. I'm pretty happy with how
There we
today's
go.
stream has gone.
Unloaded, it is significantly lighter.
Well, that's unsurprising, all things considered.
Yeah, but I can't. I was about to say exactly how much, but then I realized it's connected to the stations.
Yes.
Yeah, pachyderm. Hefty thing, but it works well.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of making something even bigger, but given how much stuff I just deposited into the harbor, I'm not sure it's going to be relevant.
Well, we'll see.
Like,
I
especially
mean-
with how quick it was for me to print this.
Yeah. We shall see.
yeah, so
I mean,
that-
I'm
that-
gonna want to start work on a way for us to get out of here at some point soon, I think.
Like, into space, or...
Into space, yeah. But we'll need more resources for that. We'll definitely need more gold and stuff like that. So we'll see about that. We'll definitely need more cobalt. Yeah. But yeah, for now, we've just hit 3 hours. That is surprising that we've actually managed to get the stuff that we wanted to do done in the normal amount of time that we usually allocate for these streams.
Yeah, that never happens.
No, that really doesn't. Well, alright. I think, ladies and gentlemen, and all variations thereof, that we are going to call it here for the evening. I've had a lot of fun. Have you had fun, Wang?
Yeah, I think so. Got a bunch done.
Yeah, we got a bunch done. We did a bunch of rants. Right. Thank you all very much for joining us today, everybody. You can find Lying over on twitch.tv/lyinginbedpon, as well as youtube.com/lyingtube and patreon.com/lying. Do go check them out. They are a wonderful person, and they occasionally require assistance with their medication. And if you feel, well, often require assistance with their medication, and if you feel so inclined, they have a tips link and all of that sort of thing linked on their stream. I have been Lucian V Ghost. All of my socials are linked in the description of my stream. I'm slowly uploading more to YouTube again. Yay!
Yeah, I've seen.
Congratulations, me. I
And-
made a new skin for Night Fox as well the other day.
Yeah. And for folks on my end of things, I have an extremely special stream happening at 9 o'clock tomorrow, so stop by for that. Yeah. I'm showing off a thing that I spent over a month developing, so...
Fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, as for now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for joining us this evening. It has been a fun. I am going to go and raid a Macor, who is currently playing some Arma 3. Have a very good evening, everybody, and a very good night.